Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Phoenix Rising Summit. I'm Tammy Braswell, and I'm one of the co-authors of the Phoenix Rising book that is an international bestseller. And I am honored to be here with you and be sharing this space with so many beautiful women, inspiring women, the women and that I have the privilege of co-authoring the book with, and all of you who are watching and who are here with me. Um, I know that you're all phoenixes in your own space and have come to claim your place in the world after rising up from the ashes of different circumstances and experiences in your life. So I, again, am honored to be here with you. Again, I'm Tammy Braswell, and I am just going to do one quick thing tech-wise so that I can uh, make sure everything's working properly. I find that Facebook Lives are always interesting. So, all right, well, it looks like I'm playing on the other screen. So let me just share a little bit about myself. If you haven't already read the book, of course, I have a chapter in it. And I shared about the experience in my life that I feel was really one of the bigger turning points when I really hit bottom and then came up out of it better than before, more empowered than before. And if you haven't read that already and kind of know who I am and a little bit about me, let me just share that now. Again, I'm Tammy Braswell. I don't want you to forget my name. I'm known as the Vibrational Goddess, and I'm an intuitive channel, high vibrational healer, Akashic Record expert, and an energetic creation coach and teacher, and now an international best-selling author. I support women on their conscious spiritual journey in healing their emotional traumas, limiting beliefs, and old patterns to vibrationally align with their soul's truth, path, and purpose so they can fully express that in the way that they live their life with confidence, clarity, and connection. I've been sensitive to energy, spirits, and other planes of existence since I was a young child, and I understand how energy moves and our role in creating from the vibrational level we want to experience whatever it is that we want as our reality in our life. My work is a proprietary blend of all that I've studied, intuited, channeled, and experienced firsthand in my own life, so I can be here to help you on your journey too. All right, so what I want to share with you today is about your vibrational frequency and its importance in creating the life that you desire. What I've come to know, like even through the experience I had that I share in my chapter of the book, I came up out of it and realized that we create by our vibrational frequency. So I actually named my business Create by Vibration. I believe that our vibrational frequency is the foundation of how we create our life and what we experience in our reality. Thank you, Christy. Hi, hi everyone. Let me see. I'm just kind of glancing at the comments over here. Welcome and thanks for joining me. So, again, our vibrational frequency is the foundation of everything we create in our life. And whatever frequency we're on is what is represented in the experiences, circumstances, situations, people around us, and what we look out into the world and see. And what happens is that we don't realize what our vibrational frequency is. So let me share a little bit about that. You might be familiar with what that is already or heard that term, but basically everything is energy. And energy moves at vibrational frequencies. So the higher the frequency, the more expanded it is and the less tangible. So sound, you're listening to my voice right now. That's a high frequency. because you can't see my voice coming out of my mouth. And the chair you're sitting on, I'm assuming you're sitting in a chair, that is a lower vibrational frequency, so that it's more solid. It appears to be more tangible and more solid. Our body is a lower vibrational frequency. That's why everybody talks about the 3D, the lower vibration of the 3D and moving into 5D dimensional energies. So anything that is heavier and a lower vibrational frequency is going to be more dense and more solid. And when it gets lighter and freer and more expanded, it's a higher frequency. I channel, I communicate with spirits. I know many of you are into things like that as well. So those are higher frequency experiences. And it depends on what our frequency is and what frequency we're going to resonate with and pick up. You can think of it like we're like a radio station, and we're sending out a signal on a whatever frequency we're on, and things similar to that are coming back as our experiences. That's where the law of attraction comes in. Like attracts like. Well, like attracts like based on your vibrational frequency. Whatever frequency you're on is what you're going to see that's like that comes back. So you can tell what frequency you're on by understanding your emotional state. Whatever you are feeling is the frequency or station you're sending out. You're going to get experiences that come back to you similar to that station. If you are on 88.7, let's say I'm going to talk about a radio. Now, when I was younger, the radio had a dial and we had to turn it and tune in. But let's say you're at the lower frequencies, which are like 88.7, and you can pick up whatever frequency that is and whatever is on that frequency. So it might be a classical station that you get with 88.7. But say you don't want to listen to classical music anymore. You turn the dial, and as you turn it to the right, it goes up in frequency. It becomes a higher frequency. So now you're at 98.6, and that's maybe some kind of classic rock. That's what you want to listen to. We are kind of like that in what we're sending out. So if we're on a frequency of, say, 88.7 is anxiety, upset, stress, you're going to be getting the station that's on. So your life will reflect stressful things, things that prompt you to be anxious or go into anxiety, or that are frustrating. So if you don't want that as your experience, then you change the dial of your frequency. And you do that through your emotions and through how you are feeling. How we create in life is we go from our beliefs that are just pattern thoughts that we've been taught to have into thoughts that we connect to or hang on to, because we have like 50,000 thoughts a day, right? Or more than that, they say. And so the ones that we pick up on and hold on to relate to whatever beliefs that we have that are in our subconscious. It's like our deep programming. And then from that thought, we get emotionally involved. And those emotions will send out that frequency and bring back to us similar experiences in our life, so that we know, oh, I am feeling upset today. Look at everything that's upsetting. I am feeling really happy and free and good. And then things show up that feel that way to us as well. That's how we can tell what station we are on, is by what we're experiencing in our life situations and circumstances. And we are able to change the station by changing our emotional state. So if we're not paying attention to our emotional state, we might have experiences that we'd prefer not to have, because we might be going down into a place that doesn't feel really good. My belief is it's nothing is good or bad, positive or negative. It's lower frequency, higher frequency. And you get to choose which one you want to be on at any given time. So if something's happening in your life that doesn't reflect how you want to feel, it's just letting you know what you have been feeling. And because the three-dimensional world is heavier and denser, it's slower than what we are creating vibrationally. So you're sending out a vibration, and it takes a little bit more time for it to show up in the physical world. However, what happens is with most people is that they look out at the physical world and they see what's going on, and then they create their frequency from that instead of creating it internally and saying, I want to feel happy today, and going out and feeling happy. They look out at what the world is doing or their life circumstances, and if it's not a happy feeling, then they go back into that feeling, and you just keep getting the same kind of station going. So to shift or change the station, you have to be more conscious about what you want to feel, what frequency that you're on. And again, it's easy to change the frequency. I guess somewhat. It depends on how you feel about that. But just by noticing what you're feeling, is the better you feel, the lighter you feel, the more open you feel, the more expansive, it gives more opportunity for more to come in. If you're feeling down, sad, depressed, that's a lower constricted space, so less can come into it, and we don't feel good when we're in that space. I'll use the word good there, but we don't, it's not as pleasurable. So if you wanted to change, we have to change the station. And, again, it's just noticing what frequency you're on that's creating that's attracting more of that to you. And everything that we desire to create in our life, to experience in our life, is on its own vibrational frequency. And energetically, everything that you could ever imagine wanting to experience in your life is in your field already. So you have this energetic field around you, and whatever it is, if you can think it, then that means that it's somewhere in your field. And the more that you get emotionally connected to it from a place of love, a high vibrational place of love, that's easier to create things in your life from that place, then the quicker it can come into your reality. So if you notice that something isn't in your life that you'd like to be there, then that just means that you haven't connected with that frequency, which is going to be at a higher place than you're to a place where it can come into your reality. So it's like you have to change the dial, change the station to match up with the frequency of what you want to experience. So say you want a new house, or you want your business to grow, or you want more money to flow in, or you want a new love partner. Each of those, if they're not currently in your reality, are just at a higher frequency than you're currently at. So to shift into that higher frequency, you want to change how you're feeling. Well, what I've come to know too is that those low vibrational frequencies don't just disappear. They're part of our experience. And if they're still running in our energy field, then we want to do something with them to heal them. Well, yeah, that's what I'm sharing now, Beatrice. So, yeah. So what happens is that we want to move into a higher frequency, and I'm not one to ever just go be positive, because it's the underlying low vibrational, whatever the lowest point is that's still in your vibrational field. You want to shift that to bring it up to a higher frequency, and then your highest point will also move into a higher point. And then you can reach to matching up with whatever it is that you want to experience that's new or different than what you are currently experiencing. We don't bypass anything. Our soul wants to have this human experience. It chose to have this human experience, and it doesn't see anything as good or bad. It sees everything as just an experience through this physical body, through the senses, the five physical senses, because when we're in energetic soul form, it doesn't need those. There's no reason for them. So it comes into this human body to be able to touch, to taste, to hear, to see, to smell, to have all those senses. And then it also wants the contrast of knowing what is high, what is low, the differences between the two, and all that's available there, and the thoughts and the emotions. That is not part of what our soul does when it's not in this physical body. So it wants all of that. That's why it's all part of this experience. And whatever experiences we had up to now, if we haven't fully processed and moved through them, like there's something traumatic and we shut it off, we didn't have the fullness of the experience, we shut it off to some level, then it's still there. And our soul acknowledges that it didn't feel complete in that experience. Now, I do Akashic record work, so there are things from other lifetimes that continue to come in that just were not fully expressed to the level that your soul was happy with, or whatever it level it wants to have it as complete. And it brings it forth not as a punishment or as something wrong. It brings it forth so that it can have the fullness of that experience through this physical human experience that we are in. And so we can either resist it, press stuff down, and it keeps churning up because it's going to process it and experience it, or we can begin to embrace it and move through it and not have to repeat it again. So I'm going to read some comments or questions, anything that you have going on over here. Yeah, no good or bad, because that's like a judgment. So from a higher perspective of being objective, there is no good or bad, positive or negative outside of, like kind of science-based positive and negative connection there, but not like, oh, that is a negative thing, that's a bad thing, or this is positive, so it's a good thing. It's everything just is. Actually, nothing has any meaning except that which we give it. So if I could look at something and you look at something, it's the same thing. We look at it through our understanding, through our belief system, through all the things that we've experienced up to this point, and we judge it as good or bad or something, whatever. And we may not even judge it the same way. I could look at it and go, oh, that's terrible. And you could look at it and say, no big deal. Well, then it's not the thing, it's our perspective, it's our perception of the thing. So nothing can be good or bad because it's just us who determine whatever it is. And, so vibrationally, it's just all experiences. And understanding this, at least for myself, I look at the world in a different way. I don't judge things. Yes, I observe them and I will note things about them, but I don't go, well, that's a bad thing or that's a good thing. It just is a thing. It is part of the experience. And if I'm in it, then I'm having that experience. And it benefits my soul, it benefits the collective because I get to choose how I'm going to move through that experience. So vibrationally, it's a wonderful thing to acknowledge, and I'm giving it a term, wonderful thing, at least for me, to recognize how important our vibrational frequency is, and that it is the basis for everything that we experience out in the world. The people we attract, the situations, the circumstances. So it starts to go to a place where, if something shows up and it's unpleasant to me, I don't go, well, see that somebody did something, or it's me, it's my vibration. It's actually feedback to tell me, oh, you know what? You've been kind of down today, so you've been in this vibration, and that's what you've attracted. But not just today. It takes a little bit for it to catch up. So, okay, well, what have I been thinking about? What have I been doing? Who have I been hanging out with? What have I been listening to? And then I can change those things. So everything that we experience in our life is more about just um, the acknowledgement of it as feedback. So judgment is part of a low vibration on the emotional scale. Yeah, the frequency of judgment. But we have to, like anything, the more conscious we become, the more aware we become, then we start looking at it differently from the God's point of view, source's point of view. It doesn't judge anything, but most people are taught growing up that it is a judgmental God. Decides whether you deserve this or you don't deserve this. That's a human quality that we give to everything because that's our understanding. We One main thing that humans are concerned about is being judged. Who's going to judge them? Judge what they do, judge what they say, judge what they wear, judge. And so we're just used to that. But when you can step back and start looking at it from a higher perspective, from a higher frequency, and that is part of moving into a higher frequency. You can't view things from a higher frequency until you get in the higher frequency. That can shift. So I'm just looking at some of those. Yeah. So to me, this is what I love playing with is energy and vibrational frequencies and understanding what frequency I'm on, what frequency those I work with are on, so I can shift it because working at an energetic level, everything shifts so much more quickly than trying to shift it in the physical first. Physical is the residual effect of the frequency, of the energy, wherever you're at, whatever you're working on. And so I just love playing with it. And we can just shift our life so much from that. And even when we're in circumstances and situations, like you'll read in the book that the women in there share, as their perspective, as they worked through the lower experiences, if you will. What's interesting is our lower experiences were actually our high ones at some other point, right? So as we move through those, we get a higher vantage point of who we are, what we're ready to do in life, what we want to do. It opens us up, and you become freer the higher the frequency that you move into. So there's something I'd like to share with you all while we're here. I call it my proprietary energy blast. And what that is I open the space, and it's a really high frequency. I have been doing this work for a long time. I am not like the epitome of the high vibrational frequency, but I'm pretty high and can maintain that. And so I open the space so that you can step into the highest frequency that's available to you, so that you can feel into that. To really shift our life and our experiences, we have to become the person that can be in this new frequency, because we can bob up to these higher frequencies, but we want to maintain them so that the experiences on this new frequency are what we have. And oftentimes we go out into the world or into our space that's been this frequency, and we fall back into that frequency because, well, that's the people we're around, that's the situations. If people go to work or things like that, they get caught up in the same energy. So it's important to be around those who can help you hold higher frequencies. So this energy blast is to assist you in creating something new in your life. Maybe you want some physical healing, you want emotional healing, you want to manifest something, or you just want to raise your vibrational frequency to align with what you desire to be in more of a high vibration so that the things that you desire can come more easily into your space. And we'll just open up to that. Uh, we To begin, I always like to share this with everyone, is to choose one thing very specific and very clearly to create right now. And the reason I suggest one thing is because when you focus on too many things, you're scattering your energy. And then we don't often see much happening. So it is happening, something is, but it's more subtle because we've got this over here and we want this over here. So if you just bring it down to one thing, what is one thing that you would really love to experience differently? To have be something change or new in your life, and get really clear. Bring that into your mind and bring it really clearly in. So it's not to be vague or general or generic. So not just say, I want health. Well, what health where? I mean, you can say overall health, but you're not as likely to see it as if, let's say, you have a knee pain. Well, focus on the knee that you want the pain to go away in. Yeah, even if you have a few spots, pick the one that bothers you the most, because that will actually start to shift the other ones. Because when you shift one thing in your life, everything starts to shift, and then you can see other changes because you focused on the one. If you want to create something like a new home or a love partner, then focus on that and get clear on who you are in that space, who, if it's a love partner, who they are, what experiences you'll have together, that kind of thing. But be specific, be clear on it, because you wouldn't walk into a restaurant just knowing they have food and say, give me food. You would get specific. I want this item with this on it, and that taken off and cooked this way. So you want to do the same thing when you're creating what you want in your life. The only thing about this is that you want to be open to this or something better. And when it comes to creating things and allowing them in, because allowing is important, resistance keeps it away, you want to focus on your end on the what and the why. And let source, God, whatever you call that higher consciousness that assists, it handles the how, the what, and the when. Those are not yours. Don't worry about those. Just be open to letting it all come in. And what we'll do is we'll take a few deep breaths together and see, like I said, the thought part, bring it to your mind. And then as we do this, we'll bring it down into your heart. And again, like the frequency I was talking about, your emotions, the more that you are in love with whatever it is, in a space and vibration of love, the quicker it will be created, because we are in a state of allowing when we're in love and gratitude and appreciation. There is no resistance in that. We're just in that wonderful state of feeling really good and high up there, and in that space, there isn't resistance to it, so it can move quicker into your experience. So let's go ahead and take a few deep breaths together, and I'll share how I offer breathing with me so that we all connect, and that I'm connecting into your energy while you're experiencing this. So we'll inhale through our nose, putting our attention on our heart area, feeling it opening up and becoming receptive and receiving. Even if you're receptive to the information or to the energy, you want to really give yourself permission to receive it fully. And then we'll exhale out through our mouth anything that's heavy, stressful, or tense. All right, so let's breathe together. Go ahead and close your eyes so you can just go inward. And inhale through your nose, feeling your heart area opening up and giving permission for yourself to receive everything that's available. And exhale out through your mouth anything that feels heavy, stressful, or tense. Inhale again. Feeling yourself opening up more, becoming more receptive. And exhale out through your mouth anything that's heavy, stressful, or tense. One more inhale and one more exhale. And you can keep your eyes closed or open them, it's up to you. But I'm going to just expand the vibrational energy of this space. The frequency is going higher and higher. And I again want you to bring to mind very specifically, focus, clear, one thing that you want to experience in your life. It can be a different version of something, it can be something totally new. It can just be that you want to connect to this higher space and live from that frequency and allow that in, whatever it is, but be clear and specific about what you're focusing on. And once you have it in mind, you want to drop that down into your heart. So your why, that's your what, and your why is the love of it, the love of the experience. Remember, our soul just wants to have the experiences through this human body, through this human understanding, through this human experience itself. So allow yourself to really feel the love of whatever it is and connect with it. See yourself as experiencing it now, so that you are connecting with that frequency. It's on a different frequency than you're currently on. So what this is doing is allowing you to come up and connect with that frequency so you know what that frequency feels like. And just let yourself feel into it. If it's healing of a part of your body, then feel that healing. Feel what it would feel, what it feels like, not what it would, but what it feels like to say it's your knee, to walk with ease, to have it hold your body up and support you and allow you to move around and be free to go wherever you want to go. If it's a love relationship, then feel into what that is like. It's still sometimes I fall back into those human conversations, right? So what it is like, what it's like to be with this other person, who you are in that space, what you feel like, and what it's like to be with them, and who they are, and the experiences you share. If it's physical things like a new car, what it would be like to drive, not what it would be like, what it is like to drive that car. Be behind the wheel of the car. How do the seats feel? What does it smell like? That new car smell. What color is it? How fast are you going? Is it a smooth drive? All that. Really go into the details of that, and then allow it to be that or something better. And don't worry about how it will show up for you, how it will heal. Just know that you are in the energy, high vibrational energy of it. You're touching the frequency that it's on, the experience you want to have now is on. And I'm going to start to soften that energy. And as I do, if you can just bring your hands to your heart and feel the love you feel for this new experience, for whatever it is. However that you're connecting to vibrationally, so it can come into your current experience. So it becomes your current experience. You have to come up to it. It's not coming down to you, but you're coming up to a place where it becomes your current experience. And just be grateful and feel the appreciation for you recognizing that it's there, that it's what you want, that you want to become connected to it and be the person of that vibrational frequency. Um, Love and appreciate that you are aware of it. Love and appreciate the thing itself, whatever that is. Love and appreciate your connection to the source that helps bring it into your reality. Just really feel how wonderful it feels to have this as part all parts of your experience. And then you can go ahead and take a few more deep breaths and open your eyes. And after any kind of energy work like this, please be sure to stay well hydrated. It's very important for your energy to be able to process, to integrate all of this, to allow you to move into this new frequency. And as I shared earlier, I call it the back end stuff, the lower vibrational frequency experiences, old emotions, old patterns, old beliefs, whatever those are, that are not going to go into this new higher frequency with you, will start revealing themselves. It may be emotional stuff that comes up, thoughts, old, you know, acknowledgement of those old patterns. So pay attention to that, and whatever healing forms that you use to shift those. I do that kind of work. So if it's something that you're not familiar with doing for yourself, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to support you in those shifts. But that does come up so that it can be processed, felt to whatever degree it needs to now. Of course, we feel things differently than when we were in them, when we work with them later on. So, and then you want to heal it, which to me brings it to a fullness, to that completion. You've gotten everything out of it that your soul wanted to receive from it, and then you can release it and release the attachment of it, release the need to keep working it through your experience. It's complete now. Um, so just be aware that that does happen. And don't be surprised if something comes up around whatever it was that you're creating and want to create, because again, it's at a different vibrational frequency. So that lower stuff has to be shifted out so you can move into a higher low frequency, so the higher frequency can go up. It's the law of polarity. The two sides always exist at the same time in the same space, and it's whichever one we want to be on. But to move to a higher frequency, we have to raise up our lowest point as well. So that is that healing work that you'll be doing on that back side of your creation and what you want to bring into your reality. So before, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. Anything that you want to share. Always love to hear what's happening when I share the energy blast. I do it every other Monday in my Facebook group, and it's very popular. I have a lot of people show up to experience it. And so before we draw this to a close, my time here with you, I want to share a gift with you. And it's my guided audio called Master Your Energy and Calm the Chaos in Your Life. And what this is our energy is so often scattered everywhere. And we don't think about necessarily bringing our energetic pieces back to us so that we do feel whole. We do feel more centered. We do feel in charge of our energy and where we're sharing it. It's just kind of a habit throughout life. It's always been in the people that I've watched, giving away their time and their energy to this person, that person, their to-do list, and all that kind of stuff. And they feel depleted, drained, scattered, and don't have time for themselves. So when you bring all of that energy that you're sharing out there, it really centers you more and allows you to be able to be on the frequency that you want more easily as well. So you can receive that at createbyvibration.com / master your energy. So that's createbyvibration.com, master your energy. I'll put it in the comments below. And then also, if you enjoyed experiencing this energy blast, and it is something that you want to experience, so you'd like to stay in these higher frequencies, and be able to create what you want with more ease, more quickly, when we're in that space of allowing, when we're in the vibrational match of that, whatever it is that we want to create, it does show up with more ease, more quickly. I mean, yes, there are, inspired actions to take and different things that happen on our end as the human to do all this, but it makes it easier, and that's what. And most of us are not used to maintaining high vibrational energy. We go out into the world and we get caught up in the stuff that we're normally in, and then we have to think about it. And so what I offer is a space called the Higher Consciousness Circle. And it is a space that holds you in the high vibration all the time. It's a membership, so as long as you choose to be a member, you're held in the high vibrational frequencies that I can offer you. And I actually do the same daily energy work I do for myself on every member of the Higher Consciousness Circle. So it's every day, bringing you up into the highest version that you can be right now, balancing your chakras, your physical body, aspects of your physical body, your DNA, your cells, all, and activating and integrating what you need to be able to be in this space, in these higher frequencies that you consciously want to be in. There's master classes in there, monthly distant healing energy sessions, vortex of creation circle that the members always love to be in. I'm doing that on November 3rd with the members. It's to create physical things into your life as a group. We've had shares of one member created the Jeep she wanted, some jewelry she wanted, and another member received over $300,000 to renovate her New York apartment. And she said it was right after she experienced the vortex of creation. So it's very exciting. And one of the other members was just sharing with me, he does energy work and intuitive work, and he said that his guides directed him to work with me, and since he has become a member, he'd say that his vibration is raised at least 75% than it was before he met me. And so I thought that was really cool. He gave it a percentage. So I know that it's a high vibrational space. So if that's something that you're interested in exploring more, you're welcome to ask me any questions about it, and you can find more details and join us at thehigherconsciousnesscircle.com. I'll drop that in the comments as well. So I want to thank you all for being here. I see all the comments. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. I know we're in different time zones, so it's all different. Your morning over there in Australia, and I'm sure there are ladies here from different parts of the world, but my co-authors I know are in Australia, and they're in the morning time for them. So I'm going into quieting myself down, being it's evening here in the United States. So thank you so much again for being here with me. I truly hope that you enjoyed it, and that you are in a high vibe. You might be buzzing a little here and there. Thank you again, and remember to stay well hydrated. I always want to make that point. It's very important in this energy work. And this energy that you were just in stays strong for 3 days, and up to 7 days. Any work that I do energetically is very strong in your energy field and working for you for the next 3 days and up. It softens as the 7 days go by. All right, so make sure you stay well hydrated during that time. Okay, again, thank you so much. Thank you for being part of the summit. Thank you for reading our book and enjoying our book and letting us share that with you. And I am so thankful for you being here with me, and I'm honored to be part of this. So thank you all, and have a wonderful day, evening, wherever you are. Much love to you.